Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bill. We're going to be in Dungeon Crawl Classics for this video. We are continuing the videos on spells now. We're looking at spell duels. So the first video I'm going to do is just going to explain everything about spell duels. The next video, the part 2 of this, is going to do about counter spells. And then the third video will be on the example they give. So let's read into spell duels and see how they work in Dungeon Crawl Classics. A wizard seeks superiority over his fellows and attains that through demonstration of magical ability, at any cost. When two wizards meet, there is always conflict, and when wizards conflict, there are spell duels. A clap of thunder, the smell of brimstone, the staggering concussion of contested dominance, and finally, the pile of ash where once a man stood. These are the marks of a spell duel. Spell duel resolution. A spell duel is where one spellcaster casts a spell that is countered by a second caster, and the two proceed to throw spells until one dominates. These are the basic rules of spell duels. Full details are described below. Number 1. Both wizards and clerics can spell duel. A wizard can counter the spells of a cleric and vice versa. In rare circumstances, other classes can also spell duel. Example, a thief reading from scrolls. Number 2. Spell duels are a special rule subsystem that breaks some standard combat mechanics, specifically parts of the initiative system. Casters involved in a spell duel may find themselves acting in response to each other prior to actions by the other party members. Number 3. Only some spells can be used to counter each other. Generally speaking, there are two kinds of counter spells. The same spell, i.e. you counter fireball with fireball, and the defense, i.e. magic shield used to counter magic missile, or fire resistance used to counter fireball. Number 4. Spell duels proceed in initiative order. A wizard later in the initiative order may counterspell the spell cast by a wizard who went before him. A caster who is last in the order cannot have his spells countered. Oh, that's interesting. Number 5. Counterspell mechanics involve the comparison of the attacker's spell check to the defender's spell check and a resolution based on that comparison. Number 6. Success build and failures compound in a spell duel. A wizard who wins a few counterspells will find himself building momentum. Number 7. Finally, untoward things can occur in a spell duel. It is, after all, a direct collision of unearthly energies. So, initiative. When one wizard or cleric casts a spell, a wizard or cleric later in the initiative order may immediately declare he is counterspelling. If multiple casters attempt to counterspell, the outcome is resolved in initiative order. The combat round immediately pauses for the resolution of the spellcaster's actions. When each spellcaster has completed his action, combat initiative resumes. The spellcasters effectively skip ahead strictly for purpose of counterspelling, and then lose their normal initiative action. However, the spellcasters remain in their same initiative order. On the next round, they may choose to act normally, and thus, initiative order must be maintained. When a spellcaster chooses to counterspell, he may cast a counterspell, and that is all. He may not take another action that round. The counterspell action lets him skip ahead in order, but limits his options. The spellcaster who is last in initiative order has the advantage of being able to counterspell anyone before him, and the disadvantage of only being able to respond to spells, not initiate the spell duel. The spellcaster who is first in initiative order has the advantage of setting the tone for the spell duel by choosing the initiating spell, but he cannot counterspell. And then the next is going to be all about counterspells. So this will be the first video introducing spell duels. I already like how it feels and the fact that yes, you can counterspell, but you can't act that turn if you do. That feels right to me from all the different games I've played. Let me know what your all's opinions are in the comments below. Join me in the next video as we go over the counter spells. Until we all game again, guys.